Alright, what up guys? So the other day, I told you I was going to make a video outlining all the different things that I think need to change in Diablo. And the example I gave is actually something that they ended up changing, or it's going to change in the upcoming patch, which was defaulting enchanting to no change. But so instead of going through everything and instead of making it super in-depth, I actually just made a list of 10 things because they changed that, and also that there's just a lot of things in the game that could honestly change to be better, that it would end up being like a super long video. So I'm just going to go through 10 things that I think should be changed. Um, obviously have no pull with Blizzard. I'm not a big YouTuber. I'm not, like, I don't know, but I like to just voice my opinions and make these little videos, and I got nothing else to do with my day because I'm kind of growing bored of Diablo. I've got like 300 hours this season, and any other class that's not the Spiritborn is just not fun. And that sucks because in previous seasons I loved them, but the problem is that the Spiritborn is just so fast, right? Like, it actually has nothing to do with the fact that my Spiritborn can clear higher tiers than other classes. That part doesn't really matter too much to me. The problem is like the Spiritborn just like it's Ravager that does it, where you just like blast through enemies, where other classes don't have that. The closest thing is going to be the like shred builds from the druid, but the druid's the worst class in the game. But anyway, we're not here for this. We're here to talk about um, 10 things that I think could change in the game. Also, this isn't going to be anything that's like, oh, I want this class to be stronger. I understand that all the classes need to be balanced and things like that. That's like an obvious given one, and that's not really like a feature of the game, right? Like, these are more like, I don't know. You'll see. Let's get into it though. All right, so this first one is actually something that I saw on Reddit, and somebody had mentioned it, and they're right. Tempering is really, really annoying in the game. Whenever you select a temper and you roll, and then in order to roll again, you have to select off. Let's give an example. On a weapon, you have to select offense or weapon, and then you have to find it, click it again, and then click reroll. It's a small thing, but like, it is super annoying. It should just have the which one that you previously selected automatically ready to roll again. So like, it does its stupid animation. You get to the end of it, and then you hit close or skip or whatever it says at the bottom there. And then as soon as you hit close or skip, you can pretty much just hit roll again. Something super small, but would actually be like a really convenient change, and just like nice to see. All right, number two pertains to the Infernal Horde. So Soulspires. I personally just don't like the idea of Soulspires, but I understand you can't really get rid of them because then what is there to do? Like, if every single run is the best run, then there's no RNG to it, right? Like, you need some runs to be worse than others to create variety. But the Soulspires are just super duper annoying. So either they need to make it where the Soulspires automatically suck enemies in instead of it having to be something you select, which is a real feels bad when that's your only option, or make it where like enemies spawn inside of it more often. Because a lot of times I'll go up to the Soul Spire and the enemies spawn on the other side, and it's just like, ugh, and it takes so much time for them to come in, and then it's a timed event, or it's a timed. You guys know what I'm saying, and it's just really annoying. So like, I think they need to alter Soul Spires if they're not going to get rid of them, or they can get rid of them and add another option. But how many different options are there really? You already have it where you destroy pretty much. I mean, pretty much. Let's face it, Diablo is just smash, 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 kill, kill, kill. So it's one of those things that they can. It's one of those few things that they can incorporate with that. I'm not super smart, so somebody else could also probably give a better solution for this. But I think no matter what, Soulspires in general need to be altered so that Infernal Hordes are just more fun. So number three on here, it's a little niche, and it would require a lot of rebalancing in this particular mode. And this is something that people have been asking for since the game came out, is a true solo self-found mode. Which is like, Blizzard has been so wanting, like, they've been wanting to keep this game to be online only, to make it like a ARPG MMO, which just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It doesn't. It's, you already pretty much play solo inside of an open world, and occasionally, I mean, I guess some people out there play with people. I don't know. I play mostly solo, but obviously I don't do solo self-found. I do trading and stuff like that. But I know that some people want to. And what would be entailed with that is they would have to like reduce the world boss HP to be killable by a single person, and they would have to make it where like boss mats drop more often and make the bosses more tuned to be soloable for some people. Dark Citadel wouldn't even be able to be done. I'm not sure. I just know that a lot of people would rather play solo self-found and just have some changes to the way that like loot and stuff works in that particular mode. Um, And you know what? Like, they can still make it where you're required to be connected to the internet, which is stupid and shitty and something that every game has people have problems with, including myself. I don't like that. They always want you to be online, but either way, you already have to do that. So you could still just make people that are solo self-found have to do that if that's what they want to do. Although, in my opinion, they should just make it where we can play offline, but that's a different topic for something else. Um, but yeah, add a solo self-found mode. And I think this is one that we can definitely all agree on. Number 4 is to just add an auction house already. I love, Diablo trade. The guy who runs it's cool and all, but I hate having to go to a third-party site in order to trade. I think the best course of action would be to just add an auction house. I think you could even make it where the person sends you a message to make you offers and stuff like you do on D-Trade, and you can offer items or whatever for like an actual straight up trade or whatever. But they definitely need to add some form of a way to advertise that you want to sell an item in the game. And that thing is not trade chat, because that thing sucks. So Ubers, Mythics, whatever you want to call them, there needs to be an increased rate of which more than one GA versions of them drop. People don't play the game as much as I do. Like, there are obviously people that do, but most people don't. And even I don't find very many double GA Mythics. I'm not saying you need to make them super common, but like the more than they are, because I don't think I'm just having bad luck. I think I see plenty of people post that this is a problem. I browse Reddit when I'm bored, so. But yeah, this was a pretty short. Just make it where like you can get double greater affix mythics, even 3 or 4, just like more than one, right? Now I have made this comment in every single video I've ever made like this. I have referenced it numerous times. People on Reddit have been asking for it for over a year. All right, plenty of people have been asking for it, but please, for the love of God, give us preset paragons. Like, I want to play multiple different multiple different builds inside the same class, but it is super annoying because making a new character means I have to re-level glyphs, and I don't want to have to spend 20 minutes changing builds, okay? Especially when I'm just testing a build, right? Like, I'm just like, I wonder if this is going to work, like I did the other day with the Andara's Visage Crushing Hands build. I haven't done anything else with that since then, even though some people seem to have liked it. I just have been focused on other things. I'll probably come back to it because Andara's Visage is getting a buff, but that's beside the point. It's hard to test those type of things when you don't have a preset Paragon, and there's no reason not to. Now, I've heard that they're adding an armory, which is cool, but unless I'm missing something, that hasn't been confirmed as of this point, which is November 17th. All right, so this next one, number 7, is kind of reverting things slightly. I understand that they made it where nightmare dungeons just scale with your level, but there's kind of no point in running them. I don't know why we can't have a tier system nightmare dungeon and the pit at the same time. I know, fucking mind blown, Blizzard, but anyway. I think they need to make it where you can get glyph levels in nightmare dungeons again, and you can get them in the pit. So you can even make it where the ones that you get in dungeons are weaker since they are technically easier. Like, but instead of like, it's always only +1 at the end of them, and if you're like glyphs level 90, then it's like a 10% chance even. Like, just there needs to be some reason to run nightmare dungeons, okay? And I personally prefer them because I like when enemies drop loot. I don't like the part of the pit where all the loot is at the end, because it takes away from the excitement of just getting a random drop from just an enemy, okay? I like that part about the game. Or I liked that part about the game when the point was to run nightmare dungeons. Um, I think part of the problem is that Blizzard just kind of needs to let us do what we want to do to progress in the game. Um, I don't have this point written down here, but like, the only way to level up is to do pits, and that doesn't make any sense. Like, they should just try their best to like balance things out more to where we can also level up inside of nightmare dungeons, or we can also level up inside infernal hordes. You can do those things, but obviously it's not feasible to level up, especially as you get into the later levels, doing those things. Number 8, which number 8 is actually a big change, but this is something that I've always wondered why they didn't do from the beginning of the game, and that's have a belt slot in the game that is used for utility only, or utility aspects only, right? Diablo 3 had that. I don't know if Diablo 2 did. I haven't played much Diablo 2. Don't be mad at me, but um Yeah, like a belt slot, so we can have another aspect that isn't necessarily an offensive aspect, because there's just so many uniques in the game that I don't know. Like, there's no. I like the idea of finding random loot that is good, but most classes and most builds have like half their stuff is always uniques, which kind of sucks for like right now, finding a chess piece is useless. It has no use to you. It has no sell value whatsoever because everybody is running Shroud of False Death, or if you're a sorcerer, people are running like Raiment of the Infinite, right? But most, and what is it? The Druid, some builds run the one that makes you constantly werebear, right? Like, there's some stuff that ever since uniques became more prominent in the game, that certain slots are just useless, and it would just be nice to have a slot that doesn't have uniques or only has a couple of uniques. Like, I don't know, but it would just open up more opportunity to find loot. So number 9, which is something that I guess I should have just like put right after number 7, but just give us all the glyphs when we hit level 60. I don't know about you guys, but I made 3 characters other than the Spiritborn this season. And every time I hit level 60, I'm like, all right, cool, I'm ready to go. And then I look and I can't run the pit yet because I don't have glyphs to put into my boards and stuff. So like, and I don't know, they're not hard to get. It's just really annoying and time consuming, and it causes you to have to slow down, right? And the first time that you have to do it, it's not a big deal. Like the first character you make in a season, but once you've already like, this season I got my Spiritborn blasting, right? And then I'm like, all right, let's make a new character. And then it's just so slow, and it just makes it unfun, right? And on top of just like the Spiritborn's wicked fast, but that's a different topic. And lastly, number 10, I think I've mentioned this before, but you need to up the drop rate of 1 GAs. I think that's something that everybody agrees on. What other people might not agree on is I don't think you need to up the rate at which we get 2 and 3 GA items. I think there needs to be chase items in the game. I've said that a couple times in this video, that like I love games that are looting games. I love looter shooter games. I love MMOs, and I love ARPGs. I don't know what it is. Like, my favorite games growing up were the Borderlands series. Just finding different items. I liked First Descendant when it came out a couple months ago. I like ARPGs. I played MMOs growing up. It's just my thing, right? And the most fun part of it is finding an upgrade to your current gear. So I think that leaving 2 and 3 GAs the way that they are is good for the game, because it allows you to have that chase item where when something drops, you're like, yeah, I don't think it needs to be super easy, but at the same time, if something doesn't have at least one greater affix on it, it's not worth putting your time and resources into that item. So then it just makes everything mostly trash, because I don't know about you guys, but I don't find GA items very often, and when I do, it's usually not what I want. But anyway, that's 10 things that I think that Blizzard / Microsoft could do to change Diablo. And yeah, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe if you like the video. Join the Discord server. Think of every other thing that's like a generic YouTuber thing, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.
As someone who is now